How's it going, good people? Today, I want to talk about 3 things that I keep seeing in the gym that need to stop. And I believe it's a combination of self-taught behavior, stuff you've seen other people do, and things that just never been corrected or explained. And I think we can all learn from it if we just pay attention to some of the little details. So let me go over them first so you can understand what I'm talking about. The first one is the prayer plank. Right? I call it the prayer plank because it looks like you're in prayer. You're in this kind of like tripod position and you're like this. Here's the problem, and here's where I think it comes from. I know there are a lot of ground-based positions in yoga, headstand positions, where this is a way where you would brace and or put your head in order to kind of do the headstand, whatever the asana's name is. And then I think we've all taken, or have some people have taken, many group fitness classes. And for those who can't sustain a plank properly, you'll see someone hold like this, or they'll coach you that you can do this. This is a problem. This is a problem because if I remove my hands, what you have is internally rotated shoulders. Okay. This is a problem in society. This rounded, internally rotated position is made worse. Yes, your posture is being made worse. Your shoulder and elevated position is being made worse. Your traps are elevated and forward and are making you look and feel worse while you're trying to develop abs or be fit or work on your core strength. You're turning yourself into Gollum from Lord of the Rings. Please stop doing that. Instead of holding here, I want your arms like 2 train tracks, parallel. This has your shoulders externally rotated and in their proper position. Is this hard? Yes. Is it supposed to be? Yes. Because I'm trying to induce a habit that is opposite of the way I live. This is how you are at home. This is how you are at the desk. This is how you are when you're eating. This is why you have elevated shoulders. This is part of the problem. So being here allows you to be in proper static posture, allows your shoulders to be in the right place, allows you to actually train your upper body to be engaged while you're supposedly working on your aesthetic down here. So is the plank just survive the floor? Just don't touch the ground? No. It's reinforcing proper static posture. And this ain't it. So this is how we set up for our plank, right? Elbows underneath the shoulder, arms parallel to each other. You can do this if you want, or this, even this for extra supination, but no more of this. In addition, if you can see your feet, if you can look under yourself, your neck is flexed forward. You're creating the same problem. You're creating neck pain. It's supposed to be a straight line of spine from ass to head. So therefore, a dipped chin is a rounded cervical spine and an elevated shoulders. Also bad. So you should have your eye gaze in between your 2 hands. Don't look underneath. Okay? That's the first one. We can go over actually how to do a plank on another day. This isn't that video. Number 2, of this lateral raise. We're not even going to go over the full lateral raise, but the worst part of it is that every time you get to the top, you feel the need to dip your head and drop yourself as if your head going down means your arm went higher. This is the muscle we're working. It raises the arm. You dropping your head doesn't make this muscle work harder. It damages this one. It strains the neck. It elevates the trap and feeds into the same problem. While you're trying to develop this, you're rolling this forward, creating neck and head pain, not getting development, making yourself weaker. You're better off dropping the weight and doing this in a position where as it's peaked and it's at its most difficult, you don't allow these traps to roll forward by dropping your head, fooling yourself that you actually made it to the top by dropping that, by bringing the finish line further down. This is not only incorrect, it creates tons of health problems. It creates cervical neck problems. It creates trap issues. It creates all types of back problems. So stop it, okay? Just stop it. You can't stand in the same position at the end of the movement that you started it with. Drop the weight. Go into a seated. Position yourself in a way where you can do it, okay? And looking up is also not a solution. Neutral chin. You want to know what neutral chin is? Here's an easy one. It's just like an easy little hack for it. You make a fist. You put your fist between your chin and your collarbone. This is where your chin should be. Give or take. Obviously, everybody's a little different, but this is pretty damn close. This is a neutral chin. It's where you would keep your chin if your eyes were closed. Right here. This is where your chin should be for all exercises. Unless, and then there's very, very few exercises where it doesn't fit. But here's a pretty easy one, because look, that's a neutral spine. That's how your spine is supposed to be. So whether you're doing a pressing movement, a pulling movement, a vertical movement, a fly, a chase, a lunge, a squat, this is where you keep your chin in neutral. Why does your neck have to suffer? Because you decided to look at yourself during the deadlift. Why does your neck have to suffer? Because you thought that you were raising your arm a little higher, and you thought that would be a good idea. So keep your chin in neutral. And last, and it's kind of a spin-off of that because it also has to do with your head. Can we stop doing cable rows? And in this case, also dumbbell rows, where you have to like watch yourself do it? Okay, this is idiotic. It might make for a funny looking video. It may be something that you saw, but I will tell you that it doesn't lead to results. It leads to more damage than anything else. And if a professional wants to do it, then let him do it. He's getting paid to look a certain way, but that doesn't mean that's how you're going to get results. Let me explain my point. If we're talking about the row, I maximize drawing back and lat use if the rest of me stays steady. If I turn with it, I'm moving away from the object. So where you think this hand is going in deeper, it's actually not. It's just going here, but you're lying to yourself by also turning with it. Looking at it is now forcing this part of your neck to rotate, this part of your neck to shorten, and this to strain while you're doing this movement pattern. That doesn't make you stronger. That doesn't develop the lat more. Okay? Also, grabbing yourself here for no damn reason makes no sense. You know what this is supposed to be for? To remind your ass not to turn. So what's the point of putting your arm here if you're just going to turn anyway? This is to tell your trunk to freaking stay right here so that while your arm goes back, you can concentrate and not rotate, as in hold me in place. Keep me here as I retract, as I pull back my lat, as I squeeze my back muscles and draw my elbow back. That's what this is for. This is not just hug myself. This isn't hold myself while I hug and I look myself. I look at myself. This makes no sense. Stop doing it. It's like the stupid telephone game. Somebody saw a bodybuilder do it, and then somebody copied that guy, went to school with a guy who showed some guy in the gym who then showed you one day, and then he made a video and became an influencer. And now everybody's doing it. Stop. It's stupid. It's a freaking row. It only incorporates the shoulder and the retraction of that shoulder and elbow and lat as long as the trunk remains in place. It's not supposed to move. Guess what? When your arm comes back out, it's also not supposed to move. So this idea like reaching out and turning and reaching out is foolishness. It's not engaging the muscles that you want. It's not training what you think you're training. It's adding extra movement and getting zero results. Whatever little pain you feel, whatever little burn is now lost because you're lengthening muscles that aren't supposed to. You're lengthening the actual muscles that actually stabilize the shoulder. And then you think when you're coming back with momentum, that your shoulder is somehow coming back into its socket, holding its place, so that now the tension is actually on the lat. It's not, because the tension at its farthest, when it's the hardest, and you snagged it or you bounced with momentum, you're either using momentum to get it started and then doing a squeeze at the end. Sorry, no tension in the muscle. Or you're starting at an end point where your shoulder is lengthened out of its working position, and now the shoulder stabilizers are the ones that are yanking the shoulder in place, not getting into place in time in order to create the tension where you want, because you went too fast. So all in all, wrong. So with a secure shoulder, you lengthen the arm, not the shoulder. You retract the elbow and pinch back the shoulder without moving the trunk. That's how you do the roll. It might seem boring to you, but that's how you develop. Everything else is done. So no more of this. No more hugging for no damn reason. Right? We're not doing it anymore. No more stretch. No. Okay? We got that? Right? No more prayer plank. Right? No more flying like an eagle. Right? Dropping the chin. No more of that. Can we stop doing that? Stop creating problems and then giving free work to a PT. Let them actually deal with people who need help. Stop creating problems on your way to fitness. Stop mimicking things that you've seen. Okay? Think about it for a second. If this is the object that's moving, the rest of you shouldn't. If this is the object that's moving, this is what shouldn't. Okay? If I'm stabilizing something like a square, right? If I'm supposed to be setting myself up like a plank, like a little table, okay? Stop turning it into a wheelbarrow. Okay? Here. Anyway, this is Marv. Peace.